Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Destry Wade here, your homeless surfer. Looks like it's going to get closer to being homeless every day. I got a letter coming today. Somehow my daughter knows how to check my mail. I don't even know how that works, but she does. and she told me that, yeah, I've got a letter from the Housing Commission coming. Great, probably just rubbing it in, get the fuck out type shit. But we'll see. It'll be here today, I guess, sometime on the delivery. Um, anyway, sorry to be so bummer. I try to be happy. I try to make this really positive for us, and I apologize for being negative. It's just, damn, man. And you know what's crazy? I think I kind of started this shit because a couple of weeks ago I was feeling down, and then I started feeling good, and then I challenged. I challenged the darkness, by saying, "You can't affect me. Bring me your best, dude." This dude's pretty good, man. He has got me so negatively down. And it's just coming from, I don't even know where it comes from because I'm not that way. Like I said, what's the worst thing? They're going to kick me out of here and I'm going to go back on my beach? Well, that's not bad. I love my beach. Every time I go down there, I have a good time. Always have since I was in diapers. I grew up on there. Remember, I used to get sand in my diapers. I remember that shit. That's how bad sand in your diaper is. It definitely made an impact for the rest of my life. The only other time sand really tripped me out, I didn't realize it. The old thing about making love on the beach thing, yeah, that sucks. Don't even bother. Sand gets everywhere. And if you ever wanted to make love to a piece of sandpaper, yeah, that's kind of what it's like. So don't let the movies fool you. It's not romantic. And then the water hits you. Holy shit, dude! There ain't a guy that can keep it up after that. It just doesn't happen. When that 50, 65-degree water hits you, whoo! It cools everything down. It's like a cold shower. So anyway, the sand doesn't work, but I don't mind going back and sleeping there. One thing, like I said before, is that shit crawls into your ears, into your nose, it's in your eyes, it's in your mouth. You wake up in the morning sleeping on the sand. It's freaking amazingly uncomfortable. You have to go jump in the ocean. That's what I did. I used to get up, grab my board, get in the sea, and wash me out. Then I'd go just wash myself up at the shower, wash the salt off. Then lotion up, and that's it. Throw a little deodorant on, you're good to go. That's why I like long hair. I can just tie it back. Don't have to do it. I mean, being a teenager, I was always doing my hair. Remember that shit? Everything's got to be perfect. I take a half hour in there making every hair right. I was that guy for sure. But yeah, it's a whole different experience. And honestly, it's not something I'm looking forward to. I mean, I try to make light of it and try to keep myself up and feeling better and feeling positive about life right now. Uh, Sometimes it gets hard. So I don't know. We'll see what the Housing Commission has to say today. I got to go file cases and work, and it's just a mess. It's a mess. But I'm not quitting, man. That's the point. I'm not going to quit. I've never quit in my life. I just don't know how. My parents worked that into me, taught me that very well. I remember when I was in, oh, it was my, this is the crazy part, right? My first year in Pop Warner football, 8 years old. Coach made us run. I didn't like to run like that. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know. I just didn't like it. Didn't like that part of it. And I wanted to quit after like the first week before we even had a football game yet. We're still practicing, learning. But I didn't know what offense, defense, but all those words didn't mean anything yet. So we're learning the game. And I wanted to quit. And my mom and dad said, no. If you don't want to play after this year, you don't have to play. But once you start something, you finish it. That stuck. Of all the lessons my parents taught me, that was one that actually stuck with me throughout my life. And I've had people tell me, I don't know how you keep going sometimes because bullshit seems to find me. Like I said, when I was a kid, bullshit found me. I always got in trouble. As an adult, it didn't get better. It just got more severe. Now instead of after school beating erasers against each other for a half hour after school, an hour after school, whatever your detention was. Which I don't know, how do they get to do that? A detention? If I was a parent, when I was a parent, they couldn't detain my child. I had things to do. Fuck you. Give me my kid. I gotta go. I don't care what they did at school. Jeez, man. This little environment that thinks it's so crucial. And what we're finding out is it's less than important at all because they ain't teaching shit. They're just telling us how we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to act, and forcing us to be who we're not. That's the problem. You can't. And the unhappiness is definitely being felt in the overall vibe of the world right now, especially America. It's crazy the way that we've gone into such a negative field and negative aspects of our lives. Um, and everybody wants, and it's always been this way though. Always. Everybody always wants to be in charge. We all want to be king till you're king. Then it's not so great because a king gets a lot of shit. But these little wannabe dictators, these little DAs, attorneys, judges, cops, all that, man. They're just trying to force their will. And it pisses me off. And because of that, I can't let them. I can't give it to them. See, because that's the stubborn part. The stubborn part says, fuck you. You want to take it from me? Take it. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to be your friend. I'm not going to admit that I'm wrong, even though I'm wrong a lot. And I admit when I'm wrong all the time. But I'm not wrong because you say I'm wrong. I could be wrong because I'm an idiot sometimes. But that's normal humans, right? We're just humans. Part of being human. We got to make mistakes. That's why we're here, to learn. That's it. This is a school, a big school. And we're supposed to learn. Some people have learned to hate. Some people learn to love. I think I'm kind of neutral in that. I'm not an extreme lover and I'm not an extreme hater. I dislike some things. I do dislike some things in my life or in my world around me that I have no control over. That's the problem. The problem is the control issues that I don't control my life. I mean, nobody does. I could be in total control, jump in the car, go to leave somewhere and get rear-ended. My life just changed. You know what I mean? And I had no control over it. I did nothing wrong, just got hit. So, with that in mind, life is just going to keep throwing it at me. It's going to keep throwing it at all of us, I guess. The best way to stay in control is just kind of get in your routines. If you get a positively good routine, stick to it. That's one of my problems. I can create, and I notice my daughter does the same thing. Creates a daily schedule, right? And we're gonna follow that schedule. And as long as we do all that stuff, everything should be okay. Well, number one, most of us are very distracted, especially our friends distract us a lot. I mean, I get distracted every day. Or I see something that just irritates me, and now I'm walking through the whole day irritated, and my vision of the world has completely changed like a dime on a dime. Talk about pivoting. I go pivoting from the happiest, most friendly, hey, good morning to everybody. The old dude with the little dog, they know me. Gangsters don't even bother because they know who I am. I'm not out there to snitch or fuck with them. I'm not out there to buy from them either. But I don't care what they do. That's their thing. And unfortunately, our government doesn't like that. See, our government, and we're not supposed to do politics and religion, but it's almost impossible, because everything's owned by those things. You're either religious and you're way over there, or you're nothing and you're way over here. You just want to control people, and both sides want to control. They want to control us. I can't give it to them, man. As stubborn and as stupid as that is, I am the guy that will cut off his nose to spite his face. Not really, because I like my face. Or I used to. He was a lot better looking when I was younger. I mean, 30 years ago, wouldn't even recognize me. In fact, it's funny because I think about my friends now. I haven't seen my brother and sister in 20 years, not even a picture. I wouldn't even know them. I probably wouldn't know them if I was standing in line with them. It's just I don't. And they hurt me recently, so I could care less about freaking ever getting to know them again. They got their thing. Go do it. I had good parents. We all had the same parents. They didn't seem to run into the problems I did, but I fucked around with shit. I had to try everything once. Unfortunately for me, as a guy that tries everything once, I just don't quit. that's the stubborn, I don't quit attitude going amok. And it has. I still fight that shit. I'm not saying, and let's not get wrong, because I don't want people to feel like, oh, disappointed. I still drink. Once in a while, I'll pop some drugs. Yeah, because I know how to handle it, but it's still dangerous. It's still dangerous. It's like pissing on an electric fence. You might get shocked. You might not. But why try? Don't mess with it, man. It's not going anywhere. Nowadays, that shit's no more fun. See, they got it. They sold us on the idea of fun. cocaine and alcohol were so great in a bar, man. You go to the bar, you do a couple lines, you drink your ass off, and you have a great time. You go home, you go to bed. No problem. It was fun. It stopped being fun when all of a sudden it became an addiction and I had to have it. Forget going to the bar. I got to get the dope first. And hey, I might not even make it to the damn bar tonight because the dope's being hard to find. So, yeah, that shit's bad. It's all bad. There's nothing good coming of it. You know what I mean? But because there's such a demand for it, there's people that are going to capitalize on that. The government doesn't like that because they can't control that shit. Now they can't control you. You're high. You're not being controlled anymore. You're lost. But you are. You're being controlled by the drugs. But you're not being controlled by your fellow man. You gave up on that shit a long time ago, which has always made me laugh because, like I said before to you, I always cracked up at judges. You know, you've abandoned your family. You've abandoned the people you love. Your children don't see you anymore because you're out getting fucked up. And some dude sitting up there in a robe that you don't even know, don't like because he's a judge anyway. Who are you to judge me? Flip. Start looking in their closets. I bet you find some shit. But anyway, no, you can't judge me. These guys do, and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. Society is just they want to keep an illusion in our faces. You know, the whole thing like money. How does money multiply actually? If I have a dollar bill and I set it on this table, okay, I can invest it, but there's only so many dollar bills. So I can only take so many dollar bills back out before someone's losing their dollar bills. I'm taking from them. I have to. Because if I'm going to keep growing my wealth, I got to keep taking. And we're incented to do that. That's free enterprise. That's our way of life, capitalism. And I'm not against capitalism. I don't like regulations on capitalism. They should just leave it to be. Let the market do its thing. Adam Smith was a great proprietor of that idea. The market will take care of itself. It'll clean out what it doesn't like, and it'll buy for a lot of money what it does like. And that's it. So anyway, I was watching the video that I made at the beach the other day. Unfortunately, if any of you guys watched it, the sound's all messed up. I got to figure out why. I think when I gave Eric the microphone, he shut it off with his thumb by accident because this thing's got this little button right here. You put your thumb on the wrong spot, you shut your microphone off. And then when you're outside, you can't see the little LED lights. They don't illuminate properly. You have to like block them in. And, oh, okay, there it is. I can see it. So, I think that's what happened if you saw the video on the beach. I'm going back down. We're going to make some more. It's crazy, but I got to learn how to do it because according to what I'm feeling and seeing, and it's what I'm going to be doing. Be charging my phone at the library so that I can do my YouTube channel each day from the street. That's fine. It gives you guys a better look. You're going to get to see a lot more than probably you want to. But you got to remember, as much as I love capitalism, capitalism has a winner and a loser. And that's the way it is. Socialism, that doesn't work. Nothing works, man. I think we need to go back to getting a king. Somebody that's in charge of this shit, right? Someone that you can look at and go, it's your fault. See, the way that America is, we're all spread out with all these congressmen, senators, all full of shit, doing their own things. A president, a court. Too many freaking chefs. How do the moms say that? Too many cooks in the kitchen, man. And none of them have to take, and because of that, none of them have to take responsibility for their shit. They could just do whatever they want and blame the other guy. Oh, and hey, I'm not political, but I'm going to have to start being because everything I'm fucking going through is politics up the ass, failed politics. We can blame that guy. We can blame that guy. Hey, how about you? What did you do to make it different? Everybody stands up, and this is pissing me off now more than ever. See, now I'm getting into it. They're standing up and telling you lies, and nobody even bothers to check. What can a mayor really do? What powers does a mayor have? He can't do half the shit that they tell you they can. They can't. They don't have the ability. A mayor has very little ability. They're more an administrator, a policy creator. But unfortunately, most of them, their politics suck. So, they're selfish. They're built to be selfish. Look at the people in Congress who are making 30, 40, 80, $100 million. Dude, when I was a kid, you know who ran for politics? Rich people. You know why? Because they felt guilty about being so fucking rich that they wanted to give back to society in some sort of way. And at least by doing that, they didn't need to steal our money. They had their own money. Their job, the Kennedys never stole money from the people. They didn't have to. But you got these other people that are from everywhere else. They come here and think we're a freaking piggy bank, dude. And because of them, some of us are living in the street. A lot of us are living in the street. A lot of people are stuck on drugs in the streets. And are you helping them? No, you're not doing shit. Same old crap. You got a couple rehabs, and if you get busted for drug possession or some shit, they throw you in a 90-day rehab that sucks shit that has a completion rate of like 5%. And if you look at 2 years out, it's like 1% that they fucking get sober. It's not working, guys. I mean, and it's been on. I remember I went to the first set of rehabs ever made. That was back when they were just 30-day rehabs. And you go into your 30-day rehab and boom, you supposedly you're all better and all well. And all they actually did was just take you in there and teach you AA. That was the first rehabs. Didn't work for shit. They weren't getting no results. So then they upped it. Oh, let's keep them for 90 days. Now they're up to like 6 months. So basically they just want to take us off the street and stick us somewhere, which they did for me. And I do appreciate that. I've said that before. I like my house. I want to stay here. I can't work. I would love to go to work. Trust me, sitting here talking to myself and you guys on YouTube is what I do. It's fun. It's enjoyable. This is like my social life because trust me, know this. I don't have animosity toward anybody, but I also have vibes. And I feel when people aren't right. And I live amongst a lot of not right people. They're angry, pissed off, and they don't even know why. I've asked them, why are you so mad all the time? They don't know. Just pissed off. They were probably told since they were kids that, you're being oppressed, you're being fucked. No, we did that to ourselves. That's bullshit. I grew up at a time, and I'm here in California, right here in San Diego, right next to the damn border. I don't understand this whole border shit right now because ever since I was a little kid, and even when I was a grown man, when I was running construction sites, dude, these guys all live in Mexico. They come across, that's why you have a 4-hour wait at the border every damn morning. These poor dudes that got to be at work at 6 are popping out of their houses down to Mexico at 2 a.m. to make what should be a 60-minute drive. But no, because of the border and the border rate is 4 to 6 hours. So these poor dudes, and they've been coming all my life. So I don't understand why all of a sudden there's a problem. They're coming here to work because that's what they do. They've always done that. But okay, you don't get to be a citizen, but you can come to work. We need you. We need the help. We really do. Things aren't being built. That's great. That's great. So I don't understand all that, man. The politics, that's why I don't like talking politics and religion, because all it does is rile me up. It takes away the peace. But right now I'm so freaking stirred up anyway that I can do it because I just can. I'm not in my happy place. I pretty much thought I was going to get to stay here, being that I'm handicapped. And here's the other thing. I'm disabled, both cognitively and physically. No lung power. I got 30% of my lungs available to me. Your lungs go, mine go, very little movement in there. If I walk up a flight of stairs, just one half of a floor, I lose my oxygen. I have to stop, take deep breath. Lucky thing I'm an athlete and I worked out a lot because to me, that's what makes me capable of handling hard breath because I used to do it on purpose, run until you can't breathe, lift until it hurts. These things is what I was used to. So I think my body has adapted because even as I got older, like I still played league basketball, league baseball. I got to the point at the end of the league basketball that I couldn't really play anymore. Running up and down the court, no way. One trip up the court and my lungs are gone. So, but I'd suck it up and keep breathing, keep fighting. I'd go out there with no air and just be freaking still playing. But it's hard now because all I got to do is just move, and that's when you're ADD and all that shit that I am. Movement is necessary. You have to move. You can't sit still. I can't sit still. But what the hell? I'm going to keep trying to build this thing, man. Because I'm praying that you guys decide that I'm worth a shit and that I'm worth saving. Because I just want to stay. I could stay here and die here and be happy. Because I'll be gone in the next shit. If I get to 70, dude, it'll be a push. Trust me. My body's beat and the cognitive thing's getting way worse. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it does. Sometimes I just go off the rails, man. So much so I got to case for that. Going off the rails, yelling at the people. People are scared. You yell at them, they get scared really fast. It's crazy. I watch it and I feel it too. I mean, if I'm walking the home, I don't get scared because I know the crazies and I know what they're doing. They're not trying to hurt anybody. They just don't know what to do. They're spinning around in circles, screaming at the sky. Needing help, needing help. Nobody's helping them. They're, oh, it's not nice to take somebody and force them to get help. That's not a nice thing to do, right? Just show you some pictures, man. These dudes sleeping with their pants around their ankles. This dude the other day just fell asleep right on the front yard, woke up, and was all pissed off that someone came up and jacked him. He falls asleep in the East Village on the concrete, drunk as shit. Didn't fall asleep, passed out. That's the difference. Sleeping, you might be able to wake up if someone's trying to get in your pocket. Once you passed out, you don't know shit. And then he wakes up and he's wondering where the hell his wallet went. Like, really, dude? These guys rob liquor stores around here. They rob people every day. The greatest thing about Petco Park is there's a lot of victims out there too. They take advantage of those guys, especially the stupid ones that don't stay in their lane. They come down to the hood and think, hey, I'm gonna go buy something from these guys. Yeah, good luck with that shit, dude. If they know you're a fool, you're gonna be treated like a fool. And trust me, they know. They know who's scared and who's not. I'm blessed that way. I don't walk with fear. I don't have to. The worst case they're going to do to me is kill me. Thank you. Fuck. I live fearless because I'm too much. I can't. We're not allowed to kill ourselves, dude. I guarantee you. That's one of the rules. One of the heavenly rules is you're not allowed to kill yourself. And I believe that my whole life because I never understood when that shit happens. I got this dude, I've told you about him, Jay, who's a tranny, but he's dealing with all these emotions and insanity in his head, and I don't understand it. And I try to help him. I'd be there to talk to him. There's no judgment. I want him to be happy. If turning yourself into a girl makes you happy, cool. I don't get it. I always thought being a guy was way better than being a girl. I have a sister. So shit, it didn't look easy for her. Guys are pigs. and and I wasn't raised that way. I just wasn't. I wasn't. Yeah, anyway. With this Eric Swalwell thing, it's cracking me up, man. See, this is the condition of our country, is these people. What are we gonna do? I guess nothing. Wait to die. Go to the next one. You know what sucked though? If you actually die and you go to the next place and it's worse, you're like, what the hell? I guess I ended up in hell. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. If it is, maybe you close your eyes, you never know nothing. It's like going to sleep at night. When you go to sleep at night, you don't know anything till you wake up, you open your eyes and you go, oh, a new day. What if you don't just close your eyes and never open them again? Never see another thing? Well, I know that's not true. I've had too many experiences close to death or in death that I know there's more. What it is exactly, I don't know. It's not for me to know. It's not for us to know. We'll know when it's time to know. And some wisdom if you want, man. Just go read freaking Daniel. Read the book of Daniel. And then start looking at the news. If you don't see it, then you're fucking blind. Because this is the end. We are at the end of our times. Thank God, because we can't go much longer. We can't get much worse. But and that's also because you watch the news. 24-hour news should be eliminated. They should get rid of that. YouTube's great, but it shouldn't be news 24/7 because all it does is just get you stressed out. I think that's part of it. I watch too much YouTube and see too many things happening that just get me personally stressed out. And it's not healthy for us, man. That's not who we're supposed to be or what we're supposed to be doing. So anyway, well, I've hit the 22 mark, guys. That's the magic number at YouTube world. Please like, share, subscribe. I always forget to tell you guys that shit, but I expect and hope that if you enjoy, or if I'll just sit here and let me bullshit with you. and I can't wait till we can get big enough, when I can do live and we can talk. That's my goal here. I get distracted sometimes because I got a lot of things going on that I got to do. And there's high stress. And sometimes I just don't want to feel the stress. I just want to disappear from it. So I try to keep it together here, keep us moving, learning, growing, and loving, man. Let's learn to love. Can we get rid of the hate? The two-party thing is great, but you know what? Why does one side have to hate the other side and vice versa? It's just ridiculous. That's the 24-hour news. They got to have something to talk about. So what do? Talk about every little dumb shit thing, and they way overdo it. You can watch This Eric Swalwell thing. It's on every freaking channel, dude. You can't get rid of it. You can't hide from it. Other than turn the TV off and go outside, which thank God I live in San Diego, the best weather in the United States of America and probably the whole world. I don't know. I haven't traveled much, so I can't say all that. But I sure do love my weather here in San Diego. Um, yeah, I can get out and take a walk. And that's what I need to start thinking again. Get back to it. My dog will probably be happy too, because poor Monkey, he's been stuck indoors for the last couple of days, and more so in the last couple of weeks. Just, uh, I'm just not happy, but I'm working on it. I'm gonna figure it out. And I got to remember that whatever happens in life, it's just the way it is. Don't freak. Don't trip. I'm not in control of this. If I was in control of this, I'd be in a bigger apartment, in a nicer building, and have a really nice car and a lot of clothes and all that stupid shit that really doesn't matter, because chasing shit is where all this dissatisfaction comes from. There's 2 points: chasing shit and the envy of the shit. The envy is a horrible thing. You got a guy that dropped out of high school that now thinks he should be able to drive a Mercedes Benz, and does, which blows my mind. In this low income building, every person that works here drives at least $100,000 car. How the fuck is that? They're supposed to be civil servants. You get paid $40,000 a year. You can't even qualify for that car unless you sold drugs and got cash, and then they got to report that. So that ain't going to go nowhere either. Crazy shit. But anyway, trying to stay positive today. I'm going to get up, be positive, move around, got to do a little shopping, use my EBT to get some food. And yeah, that'll be the day. Because I'm going to hang with you, hang with me. Try to help me grow, like, subscribe, all that shit. I also got the Cash apps and all that. If you want to help, because I'm going to end up being homeless. But hey, you'll see me there too. We'll be doing this because the cell phone will charge in an hour and a half at the library every day. And then it only takes, 30 minutes to do this. So it's reasonable. And you'll get to see it from outside if you want to. I hope you do. Because now you can see the real shit. Show you how it really works out there. And the world that you don't see. See, and that's real quick. That's something that there's worlds that you don't see all around you. This being one of them. You hear about them, you're told about them. They do a little expose on 2020 on the homeless situation in LA, but you don't have a clue what that means. You don't have a clue. And I'm going to help clue you in to what the hell they're doing to us, what the hell they're doing. I'm not a guy that says billionaires are bad. I don't think that. They're smarter than us. That's all. And they know how to, and they got the right ideas at the right time, and it just goes crazy. 10 million people buy your $100 product, you're a billionaire. That's all it takes. So in this day and age, that's nothing. I can create a nice software and sell it 10 million times and be a billionaire, or 100 million. I don't know, something like that, But it doesn't take that much anymore, because there's 8 billion people in the world. If you can reach 1% of those, that's 8 million. Or no, 80 million. If you only get 1%, 80 million buy your product, you're a billionaire. So it's not that hard anymore. It's the global economy, and that's what makes that happen. And I do believe this: billionaires give more back than you'll ever know. They make a lot, but their net worth is, if it keeps going the way it is, they're going to take it from them anyway, which is kind of bullshit. Because what makes America great is the fact that, hey, you know what? If I come up with the right idea and work hard enough and get a little lucky, I can be a billionaire too, and no one can stop that. No one. So don't let them ever tell you that, yeah, you can do what you want. That's the American dream, dude. I don't have to wake up in a feudal system, or in a system where it's a caste system. You've already been cast because your dad's a janitor, you're a janitor, your kids are going to be janitors. Not in America. My dad's dad was a laundry. What do they call that? Laundry washer repairman. Okay, first generation out of Boston to come to California. Built his own little company in washer repair, which was big back in the 50s and 60s, right? 70s even, before we became a disposable society. Now, you don't fix it, but he did. And from there, my dad grew and went to college, got a degree, got a good job as a pharmaceutical representative, making good money, did well for himself. Wasn't rich. We were middle class people, but it was good. And then I came up, and I got to go to college, and I got to go to law school. I messed it up because I got in drugs. But other than that, We all had the opportunity to just keep going. And even at this very point in time, even though I'm a felon and all these other crazy things, drug addict, alcohol, and that's what they use against you. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go because, again, we're hitting the 30-minute mark now and don't want to do that. So, oh yeah, put money on my books, man. Cash App. If I don't see you for a couple of weeks, check the county jail. I'll probably be there. I could use some money on my books. Anyway, I'm kidding. I'm not going to jail. Trust me, that's what pisses me off. Anyway, love you guys. Peace out. Thanks for talking and listening. Like I said, you're my therapist. Love y'all. Bye bye.